So you know that guy who entered Gabbie Hanna's home under false pretenses? Well, Gabbie's finally come out of her manic state and is starting to freak out about the whole incident, and she's not letting it go. So it's actually illegal in LA to enter someone's home under false pretense, and there's some pretty big punishments for people who do. The punishment for this offence is a fine under this title or imprisonment for not more than 10 years or both if the offence is committed with the intent to commit a felony, or a fine under this title or imprisonment for not more than 6 months, or both in any other case. No one's entirely sure what Gabbie Hanna is going to do regarding the situation. Apparently the police haven't been able to find him or locate him, but boy has Nick amassed a massive following from filming Gabbie Hanna in her own home. Some believe Gabbie may eventually come to her senses and file a lawsuit against Nick. She'd recently responded to people arguing over whether or not Nick broke into her home.
So if you lie to somebody to have sex with them, whether you have a wife and you didn't tell them, or you have an STD and you didn't tell them, if you lie to someone to have sex with them, it's rape by coercion. So when a stranger came to my door, shaking, saying he was confused and needed a restroom, and asked if he could pray with me, and I let him in my home for those things, and then it turns out that he was lying and he was just trying to explain me and film and make fun of me and get content, and he's still, from what I hear, is making content about it, or at least was, that is breaking and entering by coercion. He entered my premise on false pretenses. That is a break-in because he lied to me and took advantage of my kindness and trust to get into my home to hurt me.
So there's literal footage of him saying, when Gabbie first answered the door, "Can I use your bathroom?" He didn't ask if he could hang out with her in her home afterwards. She was in such a vulnerable state, many believe he took advantage of her during a vulnerable time. Gabbie then went into detail further about the situation.
I gave the 5 cops who broke into my house literally moments after he left. I thought when they broke into my house and did an illegal search and arrest, I thought that they were doing that in relation to that situation, because it happened one after another. I barked at him to get out of my house. I came up, set my alarm for the armed stay alarm. So then all of a sudden there's all this banging downstairs. My glass break alarm goes off, and then my critical alarm goes off, and I'm just in my room literally shaking and crying, having no idea what's going on. I thought that he was breaking in, and then I heard this loud bang, and in my head I was like, was that a fucking shot? So what I thought happened was I kicked him out. He broke back in. I have a private patrol company. I pay money for armed patrol, and they are a godsend. So what I thought happened was he broke in. My armed neighborhood patrol came in and shot him.
Now, Nick has been going live almost every day since it happened. If the cops wanted him, they would have him. People keep repeating that Gabbie invited him in. Yeah, she did, but he lied to her and got in under false pretenses. And then he started going through her medication. No wonder she started screaming at him.
That was my immediate thought. And then I heard them calling me, Gabrielle, Gabbie, are you here? So then I went down there. They cuffed me and detained me after they did their illegal break-in and search. They wouldn't tell me why they were holding me. They brought 2 psych evaluation people who deemed me absolutely insane and gave me resources. But the cops, before they left, gave him his full name, because I asked him his full name. And then I gave them the video, showed them his face. They looked up his profile, found his profile online, and they promised me they were going to go find him. And then the next day, when 2 other officers broke into my backyard as I was sitting and just trying to relax again, I said, "You keep coming here to check on me. I keep telling you that I'm okay. Did you go find the man who broke into my house yet?" And they said, "Who broke into your house?" "No one broke into your house." They didn't even fucking try to find him. They didn't even fucking try to find him.
So yeah, Nick is now TikTok famous after this little stunt, and he's posting TikToks and going live non-stop. It'll be interesting to see if this does go to court or not, and if it does, the footage will be used against him.
So is everybody watching her videos still going on and thinking that I'm the one that needs help? I'm chilling, no cops, didn't do anything illegal.
There's also rumours going around that he allegedly took one of Gabbie Hanna's Cartier bracelets.
Oh, you better believe I brought receipts. Here's my ticket to the Broad in Los Angeles in the Infinity Room, August 22nd. Here's me at the Broad with the same Infinity Room 2 days ago. Here's zoomed in so you can see the bracelet a little. Here's another picture zoomed in where you can see me wearing the bracelet. My literal same tattoos that I have, obviously. Some more pictures of me at the Broad, bracelet right there. Yeah, so I had a good time at the Broad and I did not steal anybody's bracelet. Didn't hurt anybody. People love to make things up on the internet though.
He's also responding to all the backlash he's getting, and he still doesn't believe he's done anything wrong.
I think the worst part is knowing that this could be an opportunity to educate on bipolar disorder.
Everything she said on that video is really true, and I want to use my platform now to help spread the word and help people to understand this mental health issue and what to do in situations like this.
Love to go live with him, and I'd love to discuss him removing the videos.
And hear my side of the story.
Now, in one of his recent live streams, he was of course defending his behaviour and what he had done.
And your response was, I was bored. And it seemed like a rapid fire response, like maybe you were a little overwhelmed, but what was that about? Were you really there with good intentions? Were you trying to help her, or were you actually just bored and this seemed like something to do?
Are the two mutually exclusive? I mean, it's possible for me to be in a state where I was feeling like bored, and then that's something for me to do, and it's also a good thing to do. Can that be true all at the same time?
It can, but there's a level of vulnerability that comes with someone having a psychotic break.
Right. I figured that all those lines had been crossed because she was posting it. She was posting everything out and about. I didn't post anything that wasn't already out, right?
In all honesty though, to the people defending him, how would you feel if it was someone in your family being filmed having a manic episode? Imagine seeing a complete stranger appear in the videos online, walking through their house.
But, it wasn't yours to post, right? Like, I have my own home and I do post pictures of my son in it. But if I were having a psychotic break and someone entered my home during that where I wasn't in a position to consent and started posting photos of my son or photos of my bedroom or things like that, when I came to and I realized everything that had happened, not only would I be like ashamed that I allowed myself to be in that position, but I would also feel a little bit violated. And I'm just wondering, do you see that perspective at all?
I could definitely understand where you're coming from with that, but I think that it's one of these cases where, you have to weigh the costs and the benefit and the non-benefit. For me, I felt like it was going to be more beneficial to have a break in her psychotic episode. And if you really think about what people do during psychotic episodes, I would have been recording for my own personal safety at some point. You can understand that, right?
Oh, no, I completely agree that you should have recorded the entire event. I would have had my phone 100% up recording if I were in that position. I don't think I would have gone so far as to post it. That's where I think the line gets kind of fuzzy for me.
But I think that because of the fact that she was already so outspoken and posted quite literally hundreds of videos of her in this state already, I don't feel like I made it any different than what the videos she had already posted of herself.
Overall, entering someone's home under false pretenses is illegal. Will Gabbie do something about this or take it further? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.